Oh, hello everyone. Today's episode is a long one. I was getting sick when I first started filming, and that left me feeling like I wasn't making a very interesting episode. So when I came back from my illness, I decided I was going to tack on a extra little project to spice things up. But that little project kept growing and growing and growing. And if you want to see how big that it ended up getting, you'll have to stick around to the end. But trust me, it's worth it. Hey, Cave Pig. Long time no see, bud. Bye, buddy. Need to grab some obsidian for today. Quite a bit, actually. So I'll be here for a little bit. Got ourselves a nice lava lake here. Oh. Let it begin.
Two hours later.
I hope a stack of obsidian is going to be enough for today, but we'll see, huh? Bye, Cave Pig. See you later, buddy. Alright, so I've been gathering up a little bit of supplies for today's episode. Got some goodies here. They'll become more apparent what they're all for later on, but for right now, I just want to take care of something that's been needing done for a while. That's the ender chest. My god, have I needed one of these. That's a good enough spot. And then I'll keep this one on me. Whew! That is going to add a lot of space to my inventory, thank god. First things first, I want to take care of something I said I was going to take care of this episode, which is adding some safety to the library here so that the guys stop jumping off these ledges. I tried testing a few things over in creative mode to see if I could make this look a little bit decent, but it looks like I just have to put fences up here. That's going to be the best option, unfortunately. I think it's a little bit boring as far as, aesthetics go. We can't have stuff like this anymore. Wish they would really fix the AI of the mobs in this game. Anyway, that's done. Check that off the list. Next, I made a bow. I'm gonna go ahead and hey Clyde, how you doing, bud? I'm gonna go ahead and try and get this enchanted up. Today we're tackling quite a few tasks here, so I want to go fight the mama dragon, which means we're gonna need to find us a stronghold. And in order to kind of help us out with travel, things of that nature, I'm going to go ahead and get us up on the nether roof today as well. So we got a lot of plans, a lot of stuff. Today's going to be more of a utility episode. I'll go ahead and get this bow enchanted up, and then we'll move on to the next task for today. That's pretty good first enchantments there. Only a few more to go, so I'll end up with Power 5, Punch 2, Unbreaking 3, Infinity, of course. You gotta go Infinity. Flame. I don't know. You'll end up seeing it. I'll show you. While I'm working on getting a few more levels here from Clyde, I'm gonna go ahead and make some potions for our fight with the dragon today. So I'm definitely gonna want some Phantom Membranes, Redstone Dust, some Nether Wart, and some water bottles here. And what we're going for is some potions of slow falling. What that's going to allow us to do is when the dragon knocks us... Oop, need some water. When the dragon knocks us up to infinity and beyond there, it lets us, not have to MLG clutch save ourselves. Nether Wart first, Phantom Membrane second, Redstone Dust last. Alright, I'm still working on the bow, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take care of something else that I want to get done this episode, which is that I want to put up a community board right here so that all the people in the village can give me, little tasks that they would like done. Maybe I can throw a few things up there myself. Let's get that put in. Alright, so this little community board here will serve to kind of give us some goalposts that we're aiming to achieve at some point. Just a nice little to-do list here. let these guys participate in what they need around town. Let me go ahead and add a few things for today's list, and we'll see if we can't get them crossed off in today's episode. All right, so capitalization errors, not withholding. Here's some of the goals that we have for today. So definitely want to get on the nether roof. Definitely want to find a stronghold. The stronghold will allow us to use the end portal. Go beat the mama dragon. After we come back from that, I'm definitely going to want to make connections to all the biomes that we found a couple episodes ago here. And in addition to that, I'm definitely going to want to go ahead and get us an elytra and some shulker boxes because, man, am I needing storage. Especially if I want to tackle some bigger projects there in the future. Just some utility stuff that I definitely got to get out of the way for. What the hell? Iron Golem just spawned in right before our very eyes. Pretty crazy. Anyway, yeah, just some, utility things I got to get out of the way so that it makes it a little easier on me to tackle larger projects moving forward. So, let's get them done. Unfortunately, these idiots are still hurting themselves, so I'm going to have to do something, I don't know, something ridiculous now. Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe that will stop them? I don't know. See if I can push this idiot back so he doesn't hurt himself. Okay, I'm chopping these off too. So it looks like Clyde has a little friend here that won't leave his side. So I'm going to go ahead and let them move in. Let's give them this right there. Okay. Do that.
Oh, hi.
And then
Good morning.
come on in, bud. All right, get some goose flesh for you. Perfect. All right. Now that Clyde has a new friend, I'm going to need a name for Clyde's friend. So if you guys want to go ahead and leave me a comment down below naming Clyde's friend here.
Hey, how are you?
Let's go for it. Ta-da! Power 5, Punch 2, Unbreaking 3, Infinity, and Flame. What are we going to call this sucker? Let's call it, I don't know. Flame of the Phoenix Mark 1. Our first souped up bow. All right. See how she fires. Beautifully. Look at that power. Love that stuff. All right. So now it's time to move on to getting on the roof of the nether. This will be an interesting feat. Here's the supplies that I gathered. Now, I'm following a guide by a channel called SaminUP. I'll post a link to the video that I'm using here in the description. I'm not sure if this guy is the one that came up with this method. It kind of looks like he is, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, trace things back to their source these days. That being said, go ahead and go watch his video if you're curious about how to get on the nether roof. Otherwise, I'll give a very brief explanation. I don't want to steal this guy's thunder because I definitely did not come up with this method. But here's the supplies you'll need. Ladders, TNT, pistons, levers, ender pearls, trapdoors of some kind, obsidian. I gathered a crap load more, than you'll actually need, but I always like to have extras, especially when you're dealing with TNT. To be a little more clear, the reason why we have all these materials is not just to get on the nether roof, but to also break a piece of bedrock so that we can find our way back down into this area of the nether. Don't want to get stuck on top, but another reason why I'm bringing a bunch of obsidian is I'm going to create a portal up there, and then we'll get rid of this portal that's right here. This one. Okay, and as you can see here, we're up in the ceiling. We got some bedrock spawning here now. And what we're looking for here is we just want to find a block that is at Y127. As you can see here on the right-hand side of the screen, this is Y126. I ended up finding one right here that's Y127, so this is where we're gonna punch our way through. And what we want to do is take a picture of those coordinates or write them down. It's very important you have those marked down before you get up on the roof, because if you get off once you're up there, and trust me, everything looks the same, it's going to be very hard to find your way back down. So I'm going to go ahead and write these down real quick. And just to be extra careful, I'll snap a screenshot of them. And then what we're going to do here is take our ender pearls, climb our ladder all the way up into the corner here, and try and ender pearl through. And see, I'm halfway through the block now. So if I just jump up, now I should be standing on the block that we had just come through. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and place a torch just so I make sure I have that. And here's the nether roof. Some friendly endermen up here. I don't even know how the hell that guy spawned up here. There's no spawnable blocks, but there he is, so... Huh. Oh, and he's pissed. All right. Come on, bud. Come on, coward. Cool. Don't need that crap. All right, so now this is where SaminUP's guide is going to be coming into play. I use his method of breaking the bedrock here. So again, go ahead and go watch his guide if you're interested in seeing this. And there you have it, folks. We're through. Took a couple of tries, but I don't know. I've tried a couple of methods, and this is my favorite one. Can't really tell you why. I think I've just had better luck with it. So yeah, go check SaminUP if you're curious about how this all works. Find them in the description below. Alright, so I marked out our little hole here in the surface. A lot of torches. Don't want to lose track of this thing here. Built us a new portal here. Let's make sure that it connects up. And it does. Perfect. Okay. Now, the reason that, we come up here on the nether roof is, there's a couple of reasons. One, real quick, while I'm thinking about it, I want to go ahead and spawn-proof the top of this. Don't want stuff spawning up here, but yeah, that's part of the reason why it's nice up here, is that, nothing spawns. You know? Just void as far as the eye can see. And so we want to keep it that way. You know, it just makes traveling a little bit easier. And in case you didn't know, as far as traveling goes, the nether is one of the fastest ways to go because 1 block in the nether is equal to 8 blocks in the overworld. So you can get places pretty quick. And if you come up here with this flat void plane, there's nothing in your way, so it makes it even quicker. A few episodes back, I went out exploring, and I found a desert, as well as a badlands. Snapped a picture of those coordinates, and so I want to go ahead and build a portal to there, so I have some quick access to that biome. It's going to be pretty important for us to be able to gather sand for our projects moving forward. All right, here we are. Let's see. I always like building my portals 5 wide. Well, I guess 3 wide, as far as the center goes. I like them being a little bit bigger. Especially for moving mobs. My god, you're going to want a bigger portal because the amount of times I've been trying to move a mob and had it suffocate in the obsidian on the other side, it's a freaking nightmare. Let's see if we end up in our desert. And here we are. Very nice. Desert and badlands. Exactly what we wanted here. I'm going to grab just a bit of sand to take back with me and then make our way back to base. What the hell? Look what I found. Go check that out. Anyway, the reason I'm here, like the absolute buffoon that I am, I forgot to bring my ender chest, which has my shovels in it. I just grabbed a stack of sand, and I was just popping down here to make a couple more torches to mark the way on the way back. And, yeah, I don't know. Found a spawner, so let's check out what kind of mobs we got. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Skeleton spawner. Okay, cool. We're gonna need to turn this into a farm too. Get us some easy bone meal for the time being. And there's the coal I was looking for. Looting 2. Huh. Take your bucket and your gunpowder. Yeah, I need some easy bone meal. So this is perfect. I do need something like this. And this time, before we build a farm, we'll take a look around and see if we can't make it a double farm. Just to be sure. I'm going to head back and see you at home. All right, so we got on another roof. Made a connection to the desert. We'll have to make our connections to some of the other biomes that we found a little bit later on. But it is time to find a stronghold. So I want to prep for the dragon fight and for going out searching for the elytra and shulker boxes. And then we'll grab the supplies necessary to go find the stronghold and build a nether portal as well, so we can connect that up on the roof. Let me grab up just the remaining supplies that I need for tackling all 3 of those tasks, and then we'll head on out. All right, we got everything gathered up, so let me show you what I got here. We've got our potions of slow falling. We've got some chests in order to make shulker boxes once we get some of the shells. I've got an extra stack of food, a bed that I can set down in the stronghold before going over into the inn to make sure that, you know, I've set my spawn close in case something goes wrong. Some fireworks for when we get our elytra. I've got some ender pearls just to get me started off. I know there's a million endermen there, but whatever. Some glass bottles. I want to get a full stack of dragon's breath. It's not the most useful thing in the world, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to respawn the dragon just because you need some lingering potions later on. Flint and steel and obsidian, because we want to definitely make another portal once we get to the stronghold. I've got a mending book, an unbreaking book, and an anvil. That way we can enchant our first elytra right off the bat. Don't have to worry about it breaking, because I want to do kind of a lot of end busting on this episode. I'll probably cut a good majority of it out for you guys, just kind of leave in the interesting bits, but I definitely want to get a ton of shulker shells and a bunch of backup elytras. And why not grab a bunch of, you know, dragon heads off the ships? That'd be kind of cool, too. But, yeah, this should just about do it. We've got a ton of building blocks here. You're always going to want those for bridging out initially. Once you decide to go out and look for end cities, you'll see them come into play later on. And we're going to need a ton of Eyes of Ender. So I always like to kind of overgather supplies. That way, you know, I don't get caught with my fly down, or however you want to phrase that, if something goes wrong, right? Always plan for the worst here. But we've got our bow, got everything else in order. So let's start looking for a stronghold. All right, and I want to throw our first Eye of Ender here, just straight up in the middle of town. So let's see. This way. All right. So we'll start heading this direction. I'm going to go ahead and leave my coordinates up as well. I'm going to probably head about 500-ish blocks, something like that, in this direction before we throw another pearl. You don't want to throw them too often because they can break. But you definitely don't want to get heading the wrong direction either. Let's see. I'll check back in a couple of blocks, huh? So, here's a good place, you know? Oh, that way. Yep, that makes sense. Keep heading that direction. All right. More about here. Still this way. My God, I'm getting lucky on those pearl throws. Let's see here. Oh. All right, we're close. Somewhere back this way. All right, so it looks like it's somewhere around here. So I'm just gonna start, I don't know, digging down. Found some freaking diamonds here, but no stronghold. Go ahead and collect these. I don't know. Wow, 11. All right, yeah, I'm just clearing out a spot here so I could throw another one of these pearls because I guess I'm way off the mark. I don't know what the hell's going on. More diamonds. And find all the diamonds in the world now that we don't really need them, huh? Jeez. Okay, well, I'm tunneling back up to the surface because I'm going to have to get a better fixation on where this stronghold is. I'll throw a couple of more pearls upstairs and get our position triangulated a little bit better. I was right next to it this whole time. All right. Well, here we are, folks. All right. So coming through, exploring any area, whether it's a cave, stronghold, what? Hey, I love these libraries. What you can do is once you've kind of cleared off a whole section, let's say this was a whole tunnel network here, you just board up the door with a block that doesn't quite belong, and that way you know I've already been there. I don't need to go there anymore. It helps out a lot so you don't keep retracing your steps. Up top, we found a lot of books. In fact, that's the most books I've ever seen in a chest. I'm going to take all these bookshelves because these are a huge pain in the butt to make. So I thought I kept hearing all these damn zombie sounds. Cleared out all the bookshelves. Looks like we got, about 3 1/4 stacks here. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's very expensive. But apparently, yeah, there's a, well, it's a dungeon here, so. My God. Let's see what goodies we find in here. A name tag, some bones, a little bit of gold, beetroot seeds. Not really stuff we need. Don't need this bow. Keep the name tag. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. That's the library for you. So, we'll continue our search looking for the portal room now. Saw something that made me think. There we are. Rip out this silverfish spawner. And rip that silverfish out. Alright. Here's the damn portal. Whew, that took a while. Let's load her up. Okay, so a few things I want to take care of before we hop through that bad boy there. First of all, I'm going to get rid of the lava here. Makes me nervous, you know? Now I'm going to throw a portal in right here. And mark these coordinates. That way, when we get back to the overworld, we can go ahead and throw our portal up on the nether roof. And let's get prepped for taking on Mama Dragon here. All right, so I got my supplies in order here. Got the 2 rows of building block. We've got my 3 potions of slow falling all lined up and ready to go. Our battle horn, because we're going into battle. Once we blow the horn and the battle begins, we'll go ahead and swap out for our glass bottles, try and collect up all that dragon's breath. We've got our water bucket. Hopefully we won't have to use it, but you know, sometimes you got to MLG. A nice stack of food, our bow, our sword, and definitely a pick. I set the bed here and set our spawn. And I'm definitely going to want to bring this with me as well. Portal set. I didn't go through it because I want it to match up with our nether roof once we get back home. But I think it's time. Let the battle begin. There's Mama. The battle. All right. Oh, we got this one. Just gonna tower up on this one here, because that'll also give us a bird's eye view of the rest of the towers here to make sure that we got all the rest of them. It looks like we did. Looks like we did. All right, mama.
To infinity and beyond!
Woo! And that's why we have the potion of slow falling. Jesus. There she goes. Goodbye, mama. Reap the rewards. All right. Mama's down. Let's go ahead and move the egg. Ta-da! Okay. Get ourselves up into this portal here. And we'll go looking for the good stuff. Got to get us an elytra and all those shulker cells because I need a lot of storage to keep up with all the crap I got. So there's 2 ways to get through this that I know of. You can either throw an ender pearl in there or you can pull out a trapdoor. Put you into crawl mode. Do something like this. Trapdoor like this. Crawl mode. You can get in there. Oh my god, right off the bat. Look at that. Load it in and there's a city. Maybe even a second city right there. We get in there, beat up some shulkers, and get us a couple of boxes to start putting all our crap in. Here's our first shulker box. Let me add them. Let me add them. All right, what do we got here? Diamonds. Some iron doesn't hurt. Diamond horse armor. That's pretty decent backup boots. Well, that's an interesting trick. Apparently, if you're in water, you can stop yourself from floating off. Didn't know that. But we got a lot of exploring to do, and so I'm kind of just gonna probably pop in for the highlights of whatever I find. I'll probably be at this for a few hours. You guys don't want to see all this. I didn't even get to this little tower here before I spotted another end city, and there's a ship. So there's our elytra right there. Bummer. We're moving on to go get our elytra. That'll make this exploring a hell of a lot easier. We're gonna go ahead and just pop on up here. I'm pretty excited. I miss flying around. Ta-da! Yes. Oh my god. Whoa. Backup swords, that's nice. More backup boots. I ain't mad about that. First rocket flight. Ooh, that feels good. That about wraps it up for this city. I'm gonna take off in my elytra and head... I don't know. We'll just go this direction. What are we facing? This is east. We're just gonna head east and see how many cities we can run into, see what kind of loot we can find. Try and get some backup elytras and tons of shulker shells. And I'll let you see all the interesting parts. Here I go. That's some decent stuff. Nice. Ooh, very nice. Oh, good stuff out here. Holy crap, that's almost a done pick right there. Whoa! 10 diamonds in one chest. Huh. Whoa. Ship there, ship there, ship there. that sucks. Ugh. I got a long journey ahead of me, huh? Oh, right. I set my spawn here. Well, guess we're gonna have to find our way back to the base. Also, I wanted to say, sorry about the low energy so far in the episode. I've been kind of sick lately. I had to take about a week off in the middle of this episode. I just came back. You could still probably hear it in my voice. I'm still a little sick, but I really want to get back into things. And, yeah, here I am. So I've had to resort to collecting some wood, got some iron scraps. I'm going to make myself a little crafting bench and an iron pick because I can't figure out how the hell I got in here. I'm going to have to dig my way out to the surface, and I should be able to find a way back home, no problem. Oh, I'm free. I'm free. Haha. I can see home. Just look at this gorgeous forest here. Just like I was talking about in my previous video. Nice coming in from the wasteland and seeing this nice immersive area that we've created here. And I'm home free now, so let's get our stuff. I want to put a portal up on the nether roof for the end portal. Now that we know what the coordinates are, I'm glad I snapped a picture of those. And then we'll get our way back into the end, fix up another elytra for us to use, grab some more rockets, and we'll fly back out there another 12,000 blocks to go pick up our crap. Here we go. Gentlemen, gonna need a couple of these books from you. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and enchant these here. Mending. Unbreaking. And real quick, I need to make sure I put these back in the chest before I do something stupid and go ahead and lose them. I'll throw them in there. I'm going to go grab a little bit more obsidian. I want to take at least another ender chest with me to put next to the portal so that we don't run into this scenario again. Haven't seen my little video about how to make this forest here. I'll leave a link to it after this episode. You can go check it out. I think it turned out pretty well. We're off into the nether. Oh, it's so nice popping out up here. God, I missed being on the nether roof. All right, let me get my cords down. We'll go build the portal to the other portal and make our way back out to the end. Oh, thank God. Cool. All right, I'm going to leave this ender chest right there. Go ahead and set our spawn here again. Oh, wish me luck. When you're flying in the end, make sure you watch your... Oh. Watch your Y coordinate. Since you can't really see anything out here, you don't have a frame of reference. You got to make sure you don't fall off into the void. You also want to make sure you're actually moving in a direction, not just up and down. Oh, a frame of reference. Thank God. Okay, we'll be there in no time. All right, we're getting pretty close here. Now, once we get within range, I've got to act kind of quick because once we load the chunks in, we have about 5 minutes before all of our stuff despawns. I'm not really sure if the angry Enderman that ended my life will still be around, so I've got to be careful about that. That's why I brought an extra water bucket. Something I should have used in our first little scuffle there. I don't know. When stuff goes down, you just kind of panic and do stupid things and ends up getting you killed. But we should almost be there now. Hey. Look at all that. All right, let's get all of our gear settled and we'll get back out there, see if we can't get some more looting done. Feel like somehow I don't have enough stuff yet. Come here, you little bastard. Yeah. All right. Woo, woo, woo. If you're like me, you're probably wondering, when is this guy going to have enough stuff? Why won't he just go home? We've got a pretty good collection here. But, you know, I think I'll be satisfied when I have at least 4 stacks of shulker shells. I think I want to make that one of my minimum goals, and whatever else comes is, you know, whatever else comes. So, yeah, I guess we'll just keep going till we find ourselves 4 stacks of shulker shells. I'll save you the grief of having to watch all this stuff and just show you the highlights. You know, you don't need to see all this stuff. No one wants to see all this stuff. Something else I want to mention while I'm on the way to the next city is that when you're out exploring the end, it kind of helps to just pick a single direction. In this case, I chose east. That way, if you ever want to come back and have some nearby stuff, you just pick a different direction. For instance, you want to move some shulkers back to the overworld. Instead of having to travel out, you know, 10,000 blocks because you ransacked all the cities nearby, you can just head one of the directions you haven't gone yet and probably run into something a whole lot quicker. Just a little tip that I picked up might help you out. We finally made it. We're there. All the stacks of shulker shells and all the other loot. Let's see what we got. All right, so ignore everything that's in my inventory here, but everything that's in these boxes is stuff that we obtained through raiding the stronghold, through fighting the dragon, and through raiding all these end cities. Look at all those shulker shells. Also, we came up quite a few diamonds here. And I guess I may have missed a dragon head somewhere along the way. Not sure how I did that, but yeah, we got plenty of armor, plenty of tools, plenty of end rods, and plenty of backup elytras here. We are set, and I couldn't be happier because all of the work that we did today is going to let us kind of streamline future episodes and, you know, resource gathering so that I can do kind of bigger projects. All the shulker shells will help me kind of organize and will come in really handy moving forward. So, yep, time to head back to the overworld. And we're back. My new bow has seen better days. Back a couple days ago. So we'll need to get that repaired up. Now that we're back in the overworld, I kind of want to store some things, and I need to gather a bunch of supplies. I have a surprise for anyone who's stuck around this long. Really appreciate y'all that did stick around throughout the episode. No, this one was kind of tedious. Maybe a little bit fun. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out in the end, but earlier I did mention I wanted to do something a little bit extra special at the end of the episode here. And so I'm going to go ahead and gather a bunch of supplies. We're going to build us some ice roads to the 2 portals that we created up on the nether roof today. And I'm going to decorate them thematically. So stick around, see how that turns out. It's going to be gorgeous. I promise. It'll be worth your while. Here we go. These dang villagers are still hurting themselves. So I guess I'm going to have to take some drastic measures. I'm going to have to do that. That way they can't come out here. Can't take fall damage from here. Oh boy. I got to do this. And looks like that should finally stop them from being able to get anywhere they could hurt themselves. All right, I colored some boxes, trying to do my typical color coordination, but I'm going to get back to kind of sorting and supply gathering and see where we go.
Wow.
All right, we gathered some materials here. I didn't get everything that I'll need, but I do want to start putting in the first kind of template. Well, I guess I want to put in the ice road first, and then I'll come back in and build the tunnel, the thematic tunnels surrounding them. So I laid out a torch line heading in the direction of both portals that we have, one to the end portal, one to the desert, and you want to try and put as few turns into your ice roads as possible. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. They've been made for a very long time. Anyway, it's a fast way of travel. But I want to get the template in here, and so I'm just going to grab a bunch of ice and kind of get started here. And I'm using blue ice. It is much more expensive than packed ice is, but it's slightly faster, and over time, using this over and over and over again, it does eventually start adding up into being a benefit. Also, it's just kind of a personal preference of mine. Figure if you're going to do it right, you know? So I'm just doing every other block for the moment. This is going to help me with part of the design that I'm doing. You want to spawn-proof all of your ice, otherwise you'll get zombie pigmen in the middle of the road, and it'll slow down your travel. So what I do to spawn-proof it is I throw buttons on top, but when I'm throwing buttons on top, I like to stagger them. And I want to, for our ice roads here, kind of do a bit of a color coordination with, like, you're going to have a red line, a black line, and then we'll have kind of a, I guess, glossary of what line takes you to where. So that if I ever do eventually do a map download, it's just kind of easier for you guys to figure out where to go when you want to see things. The one going to the desert's going to be red, and the one going to the end portal, because it ends up leading to the void, is going to be the black line. As you can see, this is kind of what I was talking about. So we have the red and black line, you know, is down this way. And then once it splits off, we have the neutral color take over. The red line goes that way, black line goes that way. And we're going to section it off with this fence gate here. That way, when you're flying through at Mach 5, you don't have to, you know, try and stop to make this turn here. You just hit it as a wall, hit the button, turn, go that way. And vice versa. You come here, gotta go that way. So next step is to put in the glass lining. You want to have glass panes floating alongside to be kind of a guideline to keep you on the ice. For the desert line, we chose red to kind of symbolize the mesa, figured yellow to symbolize the desert. They're both off in this direction, so we'll have yellow glass panes, black glass panes, and we'll mix them for this line here, again, to indicate that both lines are this way. So let me start getting those in. All right, so let's take her for a spin. I decided to go with a dark oak boat. Just kind of blends in. But this is kind of how this road functions. You'll see you going pretty fast here, and then we'd be able to make our connection. It's very unwieldy to try and steer the boat when you're going that fast. I know it almost makes it look comical when we're only going this amount of space, but it will definitely cut down on time. It cuts down on elytra rockets as well, which are in short supply right now. So, until we get a farm, creeper farm, but look at how fast it makes this connection. I mean, damn near ran into the portal. That was so much faster. In fact, it's a lot faster than flying with an elytra as well. So it's functional now. Time to start working on some aesthetics. I'm going to need to gather a ton more supplies. and actually come up with some designs, because I haven't come up with those yet. So we'll see what I end up thinking of. But I promise it'll be worth your while. This is coming together nice. Check this out. So we've got our ice road that you saw me put in. And I started working on the thematic section. So we have this nice strip going down the middle that is reminiscent of the end. I tried to make this section kind of, you know, a reminder of like the end island where you spawn off the obsidian pillars, kind of the black void going on. And you'll notice when you see pictures of the actual void that it's not pitch black. It's kind of this grainy black color. So I went with, what is this, black concrete powder. Seems the closest representation of. And then I needed some slabs, so I just went with polished blackstone slabs. It's the best I could do. But I think it turned out pretty well. And then we move on to this next section here. It's more akin to the end cities. I used the banners, some end rods, and kind of their architectural style a little bit. We hit this fork in the road here. And going off in this direction, that's where the desert theme will be. And then on this side will be the Badlands theme. I've already designed this hallway here as well. So I'll be getting onto that probably next. But let's see the rest of what I got here. So the line splits off. Red line goes that way. The black line comes this way. This is kind of more the Void Islands. Tried to put in a end ship. It's not to scale, but I think a fairly decent representation of. Threw a shulker on there as well. And you'll see off to the side here that we have string over everything. That will prevent mob spawn in the area, and that's how I can kind of keep the flat floor. That string helps fight it pretty well. From what I can tell, at least, hasn't had really any impact. Turn the corner here, and we end up with the stronghold theme. This is kind of the end portal room kind of feeling here. Pardon me, little guy. So I put in, you know, just some of the typical structures that you'll see throughout a stronghold. You see sections like this. I moved a whole library here, and it is complete. We even got the chests and everything. Show you up here. Yep. So, an actual library from the stronghold, and again, everything's stringed up, even the top of the bookshelves. Now, the reason that you saw that baby hoglin is there is 1 or 2 blocks at the end here. Here's like the little jail. I did not string on the inside of there. I thought it'd be funny if we ever saw some mobs spawn into that section. But the only other spawnable blocks are these 2 right here, and that's so I can put the boat down to ride the line. But that's how this section turned out. I'm very happy with it. It was an incredible amount of work. Huh. What did I miss? Anywho, let's take a look at the top side. This is kind of what it looks like from the outside of the tunnel. I do have everything half slabbed, so it should be spawn proof on the roof as well. Wouldn't want any gas spawning. That would be terrible. Blowing up all of our hard work. But yeah, it's kind of just a rough cut on the outside. Just practical. That's about it. You see those guys back there? Those guys, right there. Right there, yeah. Turns out that the string does not spawn proof. So that's some horrible news for me, because that means I've wasted tons of hours stringing up all of this. Fighting spiders off in the desert for hours and hours and hours. And so, do your homework, you know, before you commit to something like that. That's what I learned today. Anyway, guess we don't really have an aesthetic way of mob spawning our hallway, unfortunately. But, I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out later. Let me know if you know of any way I could do that, you know, that won't impede on the aesthetics here. Because half slabbing is not really an option. Anyway, back to the project. Dude's pumped. So, here's what we ended up with for the Mesa kind of like abandoned mineshaft tunnel theme here. You can see I've got little rooms off to the side here. Got the trusses going over the broken tracks. Kind of a pseudo spider spawner here. And it's kind of inspired by rather than like a direct representation of. As you can see, the trusses are a little bit bigger. The terracotta patterns are all over the place. Pardon the mess. We're still kind of under construction here, but I think it turned out pretty good. And I'm not sure if I want to incorporate this kind of terracotta theme with this center line of lights going down the overhead. Probably at some point. But for the time being, I think I'm happy with leaving it just how it is. I think this is a good representation. And so, I don't know, everything is kind of perpetually in a state of being a work in progress. Might come back and change things at any point in time for anything that we build. Just kind of how Minecraft goes for me. But I'm very happy with this, and I want to move on to the next section. I'm going to kind of work on the tunnel that goes towards the desert and the mesa section. So I'll see you over there. This tunnel turned out really nice. Got a nice mirrored theme here. This pattern kind of comes from the desert temple. And I kind of mirrored it with a red sandstone version on the other side here. Tried to mesh the two tunnels here. And so kind of this is what I was referring to when I was talking about maybe meshing the mesa theme into this center pillar here. Would be something more along the lines of this. Kind of the collision of two themes. But I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is. Maybe we'll change it later. But this will lead into the section here, which will then pop out. And I've got a big plan for this section over here on the desert side. And I did come up with a design that is a little bit closer knit to the ice road for this side on the mesa. And once we get about halfway down the road here, we're going to split. And then I'm going to do a large section for the mesa and a closer knit section for the desert. But let me start getting in some of this. So, we moved a whole desert temple to the roof of the nether. This is pretty big. We're we're going to get a little bit bigger, but yeah, you know, this is a start of the scene that I wanted to make for this little section representing the vanilla desert. I did have to slab the whole thing off. I don't want any gas flying around. We already had one incident with that. And so it doesn't look, you know, as good as it probably could. But here, let me give you a quick tour. I did the inside as well. So as you can see here, it's all slabbed off. I did do the interior completely to scale. It is an entire desert temple. You can crouch your way through this. And I'm sure a few of you are scratching your heads wondering why the hell did I do the interior? That's a great question. The best answer I have for you is I know it's completely unnecessary, but I want to provide a very rich world for exploration once I do end up doing a map download. You know, I want to promote people going and looking in all the nooks and crannies, opening all the chests, seeing if they can find messages and stuff like that. So it's kind of just extra work now for a future payoff. Probably for only a handful of people, but to me, you know, I would really like something like that in my experiences. So I want to do it for other people. So we're doing the interiors also, you know, no facades here. Anyway, I'm going to jump back into it. I think I'm going to do the outer perimeter wall at this point, and then we'll jump in and build up a couple other monuments, and then I'll jump to the other side of the tracks right there. Right there. 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 The other side. All right. See you soon. I finished the section up here on the right finally, and it is a sight to behold. Look at this. This is a regular sized desert temple. This is a 2-time sized desert temple. And they are fully intact. I did the innards as well as the outwards. And in addition to that, everything is half slabbed to try and mitigate spawns. We definitely don't want any gas spawning as we're flying by. Tried to put this nice backdrop wall. Well, nice. I mean, it's made of sand, but I put this backdrop wall here. That's a crap load of sand, I'll tell you what. I originally was kind of thinking of enclosing this area, but I kind of like it open air. Especially when we pass into this basalt delta and we've got the kind of ash falling through the air. I like this this kind of just off into the void. Adds to the epicness, the awe-inspiring nature of how big these builds are. And I did try and add, you know, plant life, or dead plants, I guess. These sand blocks that have the dead bushes on them, I guess are spawnable blocks. I've seen a couple of mobs spawn inside of them. So zombie pigmen, magma cubes over here in the basalt delta. My main worry, because everything else is spawn-proof. I half slabbed all the surface areas of all the desert temples, back wall, everything. This is all half slabs as well. I'm worried about gas spawn. Don't want gas blowing up this beautiful project that I built here, but I need the variety of, you know, the dead bushes. It just adds so much more to the area. I can't just have cactuses, half slabs. So I don't know, if I get some gas spawns, maybe I'll have to come in here and replace them all with cactuses. Yeah, so this is how this section turned out. I'm really happy with it. I can tell you now that I'm done with it, this probably was not worth it. It's pretty cool, but that was I don't know, like 7 hours, 8 hours of building, something like that. It's very deceiving without having a 3D representational model. Just trying to do all the quick math. I don't know why my brain couldn't wrap its head around this, like, 3D 2 times size, you know? Not only do you have to do 2 up, 2 to the side, but you gotta do 2 depth. And for some reason, my brain kept trying to do everything surface level. So freaking massive. Here, let me give you some perspective. So this is the size for scale of the double-sized monument. I can't even get through the front door without building some blocks up. This is nuts. Let me pop up in here. And yeah, I mean, I still spawn-proofed everything in here, but this is what a 2 times size desert temple looks like. It's pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really, I don't know. I don't know. My brain's a little mush after doing all this building. I wasn't feeling like it had paid off quite well, but the more I look at it, you know, the happier I am with it, actually. This is just really cool to see. Really cool that, I don't know, it was able to accomplish something like this. But I'm very proud of it, and I think, I don't know, you'll have to let me know what you guys think of it. You think it was worth, I don't know, freaking 8 hours of work, or kind of just barely cool? Is it not even cool, maybe? I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm gonna start working on this section over here. I did put a, I did come up with a design already, and I'm pretty excited to implement that. It's not gonna be nearly as awe-inspiring, but it is supposed to, I guess, kind of contrast the area, right? So it's gonna be mesa themed, a little bit more tight-knit, and I do have to kind of enclose the roof, again, to try and prevent ghast spawns. Anyway, we'll get into it, and you'll have to tell me what you guys all think of this. All right, so we finished up this mesa side over here. Here's how everything turned out. So it's kind of a very micro showcase. I think it's a pretty good representation of what the mesa biome ends up looking like a lot of the time. And while you might think I'm going a bit overboard on the dead bushes here, I mean, really, here, I'll put up a picture screenshot, try and show. There is a ridiculous amount of dead bushes in the mesa biome. But other than that, yeah, it's just kind of a, you know, a plain little tiny representation that helps contrast the grandiosity of this side of the track. I'm a big fan of how it turned out, and now I'm gonna go gather some more supplies, kind of regroup, and yeah, I've got 2 more sections to design. I do think I'm gonna throw another section of tunnel like this at this end to kind of separate the different sceneries. But we're coming along. quite well here. And I want to appreciate you guys who are sticking around. I know this is well, it's a mega episode at this point. I've spent several weeks working on this singular episode, but I'm happier than a clam. I'm very, I don't know. I just felt inspired to do a big project. And so, yeah, I don't know. Thanks. All right, so moving on to this next section here, I got this part put in. And what I went with thematically was kind of the desert village buildings that I came across. I had to button them all up. That way I didn't have to half slab everything. And, you know, I got to keep kind of the actual aesthetics of what the buildings look like. But that way they're spawn proof. Don't have to worry about gas and all that. So the roofs are done as well. But did the interiors like I did on the temples. And I noticed that it probably would have been better had I built everything up one block. That way we wouldn't have exposed bedrock down here, which kind of breaks the immersion if you're out exploring this area. But from the road at least, it kind of looks like everything's buried under a little bit of sand. So it kind of works out. I don't know. Not sure which would have been better. That being said, I am happy with how all this turned out as well. And, you know, I tried to even match the items that you have on the inside. It's just this damn immersion-breaking bedrock that is bugging me, really. Anyway, yeah, this is, tried to get in kind of as many structures as I could. Obviously, there is some blank spaces here. I could have scrunched things a little bit closer together and maybe got a few more buildings in here, but I think this is a good amount. You know, it's like the cartography building and a couple of the homes, some of the just random structures that I thought were pretty cool. Any instance where there would have been water normally, I just did lava since we can't do water in the nether. And I think it's kind of a, you know, a cool difference, I guess. Kind of see everything with lava in it. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty damn well. I could, in theory, put some villagers in here, but probably they'd wander into lava and such and massacre themselves. So I'm not gonna put them in here. I will probably come in here and mix in just a few more sand blocks with cactuses, dead brush on them, similar to how we did over in the section with the desert temples. But other than that, this section is done, and that leaves this section, which will be our last homage to the Mesa biome. Having a lot of fun with this project. It has been a hell of a lot of work, but yeah, I don't know. I was in the mood for a hell of a lot of work. So let's get on to the next section. I came back into town because I needed a few more buttons. You'll see why in a minute. And I decided to check out the community board, see what had been added. So let's check it out. Sir? What the hell are you doing up there? Jeez, these guys. Okay, so let's see here. They want a restaurant, some gunpowder production, a furnace array, okay. Some docks along the river, storage building. I think that I'm going to want to tackle that one probably sooner rather than later, especially with the influx of materials I've been dealing with lately. I definitely need a place to start putting them. Our cabin up here is not sufficient for the amount of supplies we're dealing with now. A farmhouse, please. Okay. soon, probably. Sugarcane production, that probably goes to gunpowder production. And it looks like Clyde's got some farms on here that he's really wanting. So let's go talk with him real quick. Clyde. Hey, Clyde. Clyde.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Clyde, hey, buddy. Those farms that you wanted, the Double Blaze farm, the Skeleton farm, I'll be getting to those for sure, but gotta build a storage place first. I'm sure, you understand here.
Hey.
And hello. Don't have a name for you yet. Anybody that has an idea for a name for Clyde's partner here, by all means, leave it in the comments below. Really appreciate that. Anyway, Clyde, just want to let you know, I see your request. It's being taken into consideration. I got a few things that I need to handle beforehand. Okay? All right, bud. Have a good one. Okay. You ready for the reveal of the big mesa section? Let's take a look. As you can see, I went with these large spikes. You can find sections of mesa biomes. I'm not quite sure what they call them. Probably spikes, something along those lines. But yeah, I decided to recreate this biome. A little bit more, I don't know, not quite vanilla necessarily. Vanilla has more of these blocky kind of towers, which I did do on some of the smaller ones, but I did these wide base kind of cone shaped ones as well. And I don't know, I tried to add in some cactuses and dead bushes as well. Didn't go so ham like I did in the other section, which is a little more realistic and representative of. But I did button the surface. This is why I needed so many damn buttons. Button the surface of every top block here to make sure that we get absolutely 0 spawns. And probably would have been nice for me to mix in a bunch of dead bushes, because again, that's more reflective of the actual biomes. But I really don't want to deal with ghasts. And in this section, we get a lot of these magma cubes as well. I just wanted to be, well, I guess these sections. Come to think of it. Right. These blocks here with the dead bushes on them do actually still act as spawning spaces. And that's how we do end up with these guys here. But, I don't know. This is what I came up with. I'm very happy with how this section turned out, and you guys will have to let me know how you all feel about it. This is pretty awe-inspiring to me. Kind of makes me feel like I'm in creative mode. That's something that my brother, when I showed him all these builds, what he kind of noted as well, is that these are survival builds that make you feel like you're in creative mode. I am not in creative mode. And in fact, I want to kind of show off the statistics that I've got going on here, just so we can get an idea of the scale I've been building on. Prior to this episode, I had never mined a single piece of red sand. So yeah, 34,500 for one build seems pretty big, considering especially that we don't even have any freaking farms on this map yet. So this was a large leap forward. Also, I hadn't really mined hardly any packed ice, so this is pretty much all from this episode as well. And sandstone, I'm sure the number was very low prior to this episode. Sand as well. Probably had a couple hundred sand up to this point. So, I don't know. It's kind of cool to show off, and even the, the terracotta stats down here. Almost 2,000 regular terracotta. About 1,500. Most of the other ones. This is mostly misplaced. Red sandstone or me using it as scaffolding. There's not a lot of red sandstone out in the wild, I've found. You pretty much have to make all of it from red sand, which is why this number is the largest. It's a 4-to-1 conversion ratio. So all these half slabs you see here equals 2 sand. for 1/2 slab. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, I want to, again, just mention that all of these buildings, my brother didn't believe me when I told him, all these buildings over here are vanilla Minecraft. I did a 1-to-1 copy of buildings that I was able to find out in desert villages. None of these are original. I just kind of want to show off how intricate and beautiful vanilla Minecraft can be. So that's part of the reason that I did all of this. I mean, I did take a little bit of artistic liberties outside of this section here. But yeah, I don't know. I think vanilla Minecraft gets dogged on a lot. And I personally feel like, well, it's got quite a lot going on for it, for what it is. Obviously, yeah, we always want bigger, better, more variety and stuff of that nature. But just checking out the desert villages and, like, this building is insane to be vanilla generated. At least it is to me. I mean, this looks like something that I would try and emulate if I was going for, like, a New Mexico vibe. So, yeah, I just wanted to showcase some of the variety that's built straight into the game. And I didn't even build all of the buildings that I was able to find. So there's more variety than just this in the desert village. I don't know why that particular village got so much attention, but, you know, good on them. Good on them for that. Yeah, but that's about it for these sections. At the end, I'm going to throw on probably a bit longer of a time lapse than usual because we have a bit more to show off than usual. But you can see all of this with shaders on at the end if you stick around. For the time being, I'm going to go ahead and go back. We're going to do some maps to kind of show off the area that I built the forest in between episodes. Didn't do a whole lot else inside of, or I guess in the overworld for this part. Also, I left this section open and kind of barren, as you can see here, because at some point we're going to need to build a nether hub. So I wanted to leave myself plenty of space to build a large, centralized building here, and then we'll have all of these kind of thematic tunnels coming off of them, going to wherever we need to go. But, yeah, let's go do some maps. All right, everyone. So here's what we got for the map, showcasing kind of the forest that I put in between episodes. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and leave a link on the end screen. You can check that out. If you're interested, you can go check out the channel. We've got plenty of more videos there if you liked what you saw this episode. As per usual, I've got an older map up here on the left. It is quite a bit older than this one, so you could probably see a lot of changes from when we overhauled the village there. But the reason why I'm using this older map, because that was the last time that we actually mapped out this lower section that these changes happened in. It's kind of nice to see the difference over not that long of a period of time. And this is, you know, not even scratching the surface of what we changed this episode, but this is kind of the only changes that occurred up here on the surface that we can map. So let's go ahead and talk about next episode. All right, everyone. Man, these villagers, you know, just can't keep them safe. Oh, boy. Anyway, so next episode, I'm really hoping to get to a storage building because, as I mentioned previously, the amount of resources that we're dealing with now is a little unwieldy for our small little cabin storage that we have. I do have an idea for how I want to thematically make the storage area, and I'm pretty excited to get working on that, actually. But yeah, that's going to be definitely what we end up working on next episode. If you liked this episode, I'd really appreciate it. It'd mean a lot to me if you guys could leave a like if you haven't already. And if you want to see more of what we got going on, give us a subscribe. Feel free to check out the other videos we've got on the channel. If you liked what you saw here, you'd probably like what you see over there as well. And like I mentioned previously, I'm going to go ahead and do a longer time lapse showcasing with the shaders on of what we built today. I think, you know, want to give a long look at it because there's a lot of detail to see. A lot of little nooks and crannies. We're going to go in the buildings and such, and yeah, you'll see. You'll see. But if you stick around after that, the end card, I'll have a link to the forest video that happened in between episodes, in case you missed that. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Means a lot to me. This episode was a massive one. We got a lot of building done, and we have a lot of building to get done moving forward. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.